So I was reading this board, and I found a couple of other people that were in favor of SOPA. Just a few. But, they called them contrarians. There you go. How is that contrarianism working out for you? Now, in just the name alone, you can tell what it means. But, you know, me being who I am, I decided, well, I'm going to look more in-depth into it and, you know, see the history of contrarianism and how it pertains to politics and in the past how it's committed and things like that. So I go to look it up, and Wikipedia is having a blackout because of, you know, the SOPA bill. Now, this got me to thinking, what is Wikipedia proving here? That Wikipedia owns a monopoly on information? You know, I'm sure I could find contrarianism some other way. Proof is, I found enough to suffice for now. But Wikipedia is just very practical at getting information immediately, not having to search that extra 5 minutes. And people are lazy, you know. Why spend 5 extra minutes when you don't have to? And that is what Wikipedia is saying here, that they own so much of the internet that if they choose to black themselves out, you know, we just have to go along with it. Ooh, we cannot upset the mighty Wikipedia. They're engaging in warfare. They have declared war upon the state. The state needs to take them down and put them in their fucking place. Because, you know, Wikipedia has never actually personally attacked me, but that is because I am not a Wikipedia writer. I'm sure if I was, you know, I'd be banned by now, just like I get banned everywhere else. Either they would say that I mistyped a word, or that my information was not as accurate as they had hoped, or, you know, some bullshit to get me banned, because that's the way people are. That's what they like to do. They like to abuse their positions. And government doesn't work like that, because government is a checks and balances system. It is a council. It is a republic. And there are methods available that make the government not quite as corrupt and just, you know, in general violent and coercive as private ownership. And that's what we need to look at here, is how if Wikipedia thinks that it has enough power to intimidate the federal government, then maybe we should get rid of Wikipedia. Because why should any individual have that much power to own that website, to own that institution, to own that much power? No one should. You know, that is monarchy. And, you know, as much as you want to bitch about the government, as much as you want to say the government is so bad, you know how many fucking people make up the government? The government is an institution of degrees. There is the Senate, there is the Congress, there is the Supreme Court, there is the President. You know, there are more people in government than running Wikipedia. All the article writers, all the engineers that made the website, everything. Congress and the House and the Senate, everything makes up more than those people. That's why I believe government is righteous, because government is made up of so many people that it will never be able to attack you personally. It will never be able to attack you or I as an individual. It can only attack us in mass, and that's the way things should be, because it's equality. I know that's not a word you seem to have in your vocabulary, but that's what it is. That's what egalitarianism means. And I know there are problems with the government. I know there are problems with laws in general. There are too many laws. Laws for stupid shit. But it is the best system we've had. It's the best system we've always had, because government is the best thing we can come up with at this point in time. Government, as it stands today, is the greatest good. And we should not deny that. We should use that greater good to excel humanity, to go forward. We should not be denying it. We should not be rejecting it. We should not be condemning it. Government is the best we've got right now. And until you realize that, you are only hurting yourself. Because you're letting Wikipedia dictate your information. You're letting Google dictate your information. You're letting YouTube dictate your information. As opposed to the government, which is, if it isn't ran by everybody, it is ran by most of everybody. That is the value of bureaucracy. That is the value of the state. And I will always say that. I will say that until I am out of breath. because I know it to be true because I've experienced it. I've experienced what the free market does to people, and I've experienced what the government does to people. When I go to the fucking post office to mail a letter or something, the post office doesn't discriminate against me. Doesn't tell me that I have to leave for some, stupid reason. As long as I'm not coming in there guns blazing, there's no reason that they can't accept my package and then send it where it needs to go. The post office will always open its doors to Jim Profit. The street lights will always turn on to Jim Profit. The roads will always be paved for Jim Profit to drive on. And the library will always open its doors to Jim Profit to come and rent books. Government will never say no to Jim Profit. But private institutions can and often do. I'm not going to take that gamble. That is why we communists are communists in the first place, I would think. So that is why I support SOPA. And I have to keep saying this because a lot of you are organizing against it and you don't even know what it fucking means. You don't even know what it entails. You know what the worst thing is? It doesn't entail anything different. By rejecting SOPA, you're keeping things exactly the same. You're keeping things exactly the same where the internet gets to do whatever the fuck it wants to without any regulation or consequence. And that makes you the most reactionary of them all. I'm sorry to say, but if you call yourself a communist and you are against SOPA, you are reactionary. Maybe you believe that, the means of production should be collectivized. Maybe you believe that capitalism is bad, but you're not doing anything about it. You're not actually putting those beliefs into practice. So, you could talk about the revisionists, the Trotskyists, the Stalinists, the Leninist Marxists, the Maoists, the whatever. It doesn't matter. All that matters is what gets done. As long as shit gets done, that's the main thing, right? So I say go for it. Even if it's not as good as I initially believe it to be, maybe it doesn't entail all these positive characteristics. I know I'm a little idealistic. At least it's something. It's a dice roll. If nothing else, it's a dice roll. And that's worth it. That's worth fighting for. That's worth, defending with every last breath, because it is better than keeping things exactly the same. And I guess that's it.